Alright. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Behind the Words. So if you're new here, this channel is where I share my journey in counseling and how these counseling skills can help us improve our communication and help us in everyday life and build more meaningful and healthy relationships. So as I said, I recently completed the course and I'm so excited to share some of the concepts that have truly made me stop and think. So one of them was self-awareness. Huge. Self-awareness is absolutely huge in counseling. So I truly believe that actually understanding ourselves, we are better equipped to understand other people, communicate more effectively, and respond rather than react. So very big one, respond rather than react. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself repeating the same cycle of arguments or arguing about the same thing over and over? Or have you found yourself going into same type of relationships, following the same pattern? I am sure that most of us have asked ourselves at some point at least one of these questions. Before I started counseling skills training, I thought that self-awareness was simply about knowing my strengths and my weaknesses. But I came to the realization where it's actually much more to it than that. Self-awareness is about recognizing our own emotions, our beliefs, our values, and our experiences, and how those influence the way that we interpret situations and the way we respond to what is happening. I will give you an example. Take for an example, two friends. They're sending a message to someone who fails to respond. One of them might think they're probably just busy, but the other one might think they're probably upset with me or they don't like me enough to respond. So exactly the same situation, but totally different interpretations. Okay, so this is where self-awareness comes into a role. Our past experiences, our beliefs, and our values all become like a lens through we see the world. Or think about our beliefs. If I believe that asking for help is a sign of weakness, I might avoid asking for support even when I really need it. And if somebody else believes that, asking for help is a sign of courage, being courageous or self-awareness, and that would interpret asking for help totally differently. The same thing can happen with our values. For example, if I value punctuality, when I organize an event and somebody arrives 10 minutes later, then I might feel upset about it or even feel disrespected. While someone else who values flexibility more than punctuality might not even notice it. Okay, so none of these reactions are right or wrong. They are just based on our experiences, values, and beliefs. This is where self-awareness becomes important. Self-awareness is where we stop and we recognize that we see the world through our own lens. And instead of assuming that our interpretation is the only truth, we start becoming curious and ask ourselves, why did I react this way? Or is there any other way I can see the situation as? Or how is my beliefs and how my experiences from the past shape or affect the way that I see the situation right now? What do we do with this? Well, once we realize this, we do have choices to make. And these choices can be either to let this go. Do I let this go now? How important this is for me? Do I set boundaries? And am I responding to this person, or am I responding to something that is happening in my head? And that's exactly why in my next video I will be talking about boundaries, because once we understand ourselves better, the next question is, how do we communicate our needs and protect our well-being in a healthy way. So I'll see you in my next video.